Hi, everybody. I'm Ellen, and as Pam said, I do eat gluten-free. I also, a lot of times I eat paleo, whole food type of, that's just kind of our lifestyle here, because there are a lot of hidden glutens and things that they don't belong in. And when I started doing that research, I realized there were a lot of other things that didn't really belong in my food either. So if I don't know what the ingredient is, I typically try not to eat it. Now, am I saying I don't occasionally splurge on store-bought cookies or something like that that's gluten-free, that's not good for me with all those ingredients? Of course I do, everything in moderation, right? But as much as possible, I try to cook at home, and I do try to cook just whole food recipes. So tonight, the recipe I'm pulling from is in a Korean paleo book, and it's sticky soy honey sauce that I'm gonna put over chicken thighs. And I say soy because I don't eat soy either, because people that have celiac, just in case you have somebody in your life that has celiac, and maybe you didn't know this, but you cook for them, but people that have celiac sometimes can have a reaction to soy that is similar to a reaction of celiac or of gluten, because your body kind of like thinks soy is gluten. So I can have gluten-free soy, but I really do that in moderation because I feel super icky the next day. So sometimes it's worth it, right? Sometimes I'm like, yeah, that's worth it. I'm going to go for it. But when I can do it without the soy, I definitely do that. So that's what I'm doing here tonight. So what I've done, if you've ever cooked barbecue before, right? If you've ever grilled barbecue, put it in the oven or anything like that, and you want that stickiness of the barbecue, that's what I'm doing. Unfortunately, I did not make my sauce quite early enough, and so it was still a little bit too hot, so it's not as thick. By the time I'm done talking, it'll probably be thick enough, but it wasn't as thick as I was like putting it on my chicken thighs. So in the oven, I marinated boneless chicken thighs, and I marinated them in this sauce, okay? I marinated them in the sauce, and then I cooked some of the sauce on the stovetop and let it reduce down. And it gets as thick as like a syrup. And that's what I wanted to be able to paint on them and keep putting them back in the oven. Because the way you get that kind of stickiness, if you've never done that before, maybe you've had it in a restaurant, is you keep pulling it out and painting more on with like a marinade brush. Sorry, this one's a little messy. With a marinade brush, right? And you just paint it on, paint it on. So this is a Tupperware marinade brush, and I'm going to use a couple products tonight that are not available in our line. So that's the reason why you need a Tupperware connection, so that you can stay in touch with your Tupperware person. So when things like this come out into our line, you can get them right away and scoop them up. I almost couldn't find mine. I was like, oh no, what am I going to do? Because I only have one. All right, so for this sauce, it has coconut aminos. That's what I use instead of soy. It also has apple cider vinegar. And I'm going to put the quantities and all that good stuff on. I have a little graphic I'll post it for your consultant. So get it from your consultant. And I use honey, and I use local honey, just kind of helps with allergies, things like that. It has fresh ginger in it. If you've never cooked with fresh, if you never cook with fresh ginger, you are missing out, man. It has so many amazing things it does for your body. It's anti-inflammatory. It is great for when you're sick. It's so unbelievably good. It gives that nice, like, if you ever eat in Chinese food places and then you try to recreate it at home and there's just something missing, it's the fresh ginger. If you don't have fresh, you can use powder, it's okay. But fresh is just so tasty. And it looks kind of like a root. This is all that's left. It was really big, but this is all I have left. And it looks kind of like a root. You peel it, and then you can grate it or grind it or do whatever it is you need to do to it, mince it up. And then also garlic. So I just minced some garlic to go into my sauce. So you see my sauce is here. It's getting kind of thick. See how it's sticking to the bottom? Yum. Okay. Let's see. I got 2 more minutes on those. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a bowl. So I have my chicken thighs. I'm going to paint them one more time, put them back in the oven for just a minute. And then I'm going to make a bowl. And so let me pull these out really quick. And I'm going to tilt my camera down so you can see. So you see I've got my yummy chicken thighs. Yum. All right. So good. And then I have my marinade, or my sauce. I have it in a little bowl here. The thing that's kind of cool about this one, it like hooks to the side of the bowl, so it sits up, so I don't have to worry about falling into my sauce. So I'm just going to paint this on here, right? And if this were a little bit thicker, that would definitely be like super sticky by now, but it definitely has so much flavor. It's going to be so unbelievably good. So I'm going to paint this right on these thighs. And then I'm going to put them right back in the oven for just a couple more minutes, just to let this kind of get in there. And I raise these up on, you see, I have like a cookie dry, or what do they call it? Cookie cooling. I don't bake. A cookie cooling rack, right? I kind of have that in there. So I have them raised up a little bit just to kind of, so that they're not like just kind of sitting in their own juices. I want them to be kind of a little bit more on the dry side. All right. So I'm going to put those back in just a couple more minutes. I'm going to show you what I'm putting in my bowl. So what I'm putting in my bowl, you can make a rice bowl with this. You can use your favorite noodle. You can do whatever. I'm actually using, I'm using hearts of palm. All right. Instead of noodles, I could do zucchini noodles. I could do gluten-free noodles, but I'm just doing a hearts of palm. I think it's just kind of a fun, just to get more veggies. The more veggies you can get in, the better, right? And so I just have those right in here. Now, if you use canned hearts of palm, you want to soak them, right? You want to soak them for a couple minutes, like I think about 20, 30 minutes. It takes some of this, I don't know, there's a flavor to them. It takes some of that away. So some of our tools, this is our stack cooker, and it's so great for soaking things because this one is a colander, so it can soak inside of the water. I can just lift it up out of the water when I'm ready, right? And then turn that off. And then I also steamed up some carrots, right? And I used our cooker, and I think Amy's actually going to talk about this tonight, so I'll let her talk about that. But I just steamed up some matchsticks carrots, and those I'm just going to put, let's see here. Let's see where the camera is. Okay. I'm going to tilt this down just a little bit. And those I'm just going to put right into the bowl. I already have my hearts of palm. I'm going to put some of these carrots in there, right? Yum, 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 yum. So it's got carrots. I already have the hearts of palm in there. I'm going to pull these chicken thighs out. Turn off the oven because I have a tendency to forget. All right, so I pulled out my chicken thighs, and I can just put that chicken thigh on there whole, or I can cut it up, and I think I'm going to cut it up. I do have some green onion on here. I love to garnish with green onion. This is such an interesting onion because a lot of times you use this white part here in cooking and sauces, but then you use the green part kind of as a garnish, just kind of extra little oniony flavor to go on the top of whatever it is you're making. So let me grab a fork. I'm going to take one of these chicken thighs. I'm going to put it right on my cutting board, and I'm just going to chop it up. Oh my gosh, so good. Oh boy. So it's after 8 here where we are in Ohio, and my family is pretty hungry. So I'm surprised they're not like circling right now. Like, where's the food, Mom? Where's the food? All right, so I'm going to put that right in there. Yum, yum. Right. And then I am just going to garnish with a little bit of this green onion. Right. And I'm going to take just a wee bit. Where's it's almost up. I'm going to put a wee bit of this sauce right on top. Look at that. Yum. So good. You got good protein in there. No bad ingredients. And we all know what all the ingredients are. A lot of them come from the earth, right? And then all those yummy veggies. And so we have a fun, it feels like a guilty pleasure because it's so rich. But we have this fun guilty pleasure meal. Back to you, Pam.
My goodness. My mouth is watering. I want it.
I knew it would be. I told you you'd want to be in my kitchen tonight.
Yeah. I can almost smell it. It smells so good, I'm sure. I love roasted chicken breast thighs like that anyways. And then all those beautiful Asian vegetables. Oh, yum, 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 yum. Thank you so much.